welcome to Petrolheads London, and I've got another new first for me, and I'm just waiting for somebody to turn up, and oh my god, here it is. This is going to be so much fun. Another car swap with this. Here he is, trusting his steed with me for the afternoon, although to be fair, I'm doing the same thing. Look at that beast. It's going to be a really interesting comparison, these two sort of two-seater cars, but so different. And here he is, coming to trust me with his car. How you doing?
Morning, Tom.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
A chilly one at this car meet, but mate, this is looking beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to today.
Just park it properly now.
Guys, and we're both here. We jumped out of the car, we've parked up now, you can see just behind us, and we're going to do... No idea.
Is that a C43?
Yeah.
That's not a 63.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Right, now they've let us finish. We're swapping cars today. It's going to be really... This is like take 4. We're swapping cars today, and I think it's going to be a really interesting thing to see. So this man is like Stato of cars, I think I just said when I was watching him film. I've learned a load already from that, and you've got here, I've introduced us to your lovely Lotus here, so... Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's a 2016 Evora 400. So, I mean, what do you want to know about it?
Banana yellow.
It's just called metallic yellow. They used to have like loads of different colours for yellow, and it's just metallic yellow.
Just yellow.
It's just, actually, for 6 months, I didn't even believe the metallic bit they charged me 900 quid for. And then if the sun's like
there, you can just see it.
It's a little bit, but yeah, otherwise it's just yellow.
And the presence of it is amazing, actually. It's got that lovely grille and the sort of poised lights at the front. I'm really looking, I mean, that's obviously not going to affect the handling, but I'm really looking forward to driving this. I think it's going to be quite interesting. As you can see, it's a bit of a glum day.
It's grim.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. It was supposed to be sunny here, but sadly not. As you can hear, we're at a car event, hence everyone's showing us their red lines on their car.
Which is called Talk and Talk, so I should probably thank Charlie for allowing us to film and do stuff here.
Thank you.
He's kindly hosting us today. It's in Cambridge. So. Yeah,
we're going to go out, see what each other think. I think we're going to learn a lot about both of these cars today. You'll probably learn more from him. Make sure to go and check out his video on my car, because I've already seen the intro to that, and honestly there's some great information there and probably a far better review than I... Now this guy is just doing a film about my car. Mr. JM, make sure you check out his channel. And I have learned so much about my car. He is like the Stato of cars. I never professed to be able to give those types of reviews. Go and watch this. You'll learn as much as I did about my own car today. But I'm so looking forward to driving his. It's going to be so much fun. Okay guys, so I've just jumped into this amazing car, and honestly so different to mine. I mean, this feels like a thoroughbred race car in here. It really does in comparison to mine. So raw. I'll give you guys a tour around the inside, but we're taking it out for a spin. So start button, finding my way around. Wow, sound that engine literally right behind your head as well. This car sounds so sweet and has drawn quite a bit of a crowd here. I mean, I think it was mine that drew the crowd. I ended up making this one. So first challenge is always not to stall somebody else's car on the way out the car park. And just like instantly, even things like the steering wheel feels like a proper sports steering wheel. It's one of the problems I have in my car, is it's the same steering wheel they put in the Land Rover Discovery, the Evoque, and basically anything E-Pace, F-Pace. It's the same steering wheel, and it just doesn't feel like it fits the car. This feels like a track car. It feels like a race car. Short shift on that gear is lovely as well. So this is also my first time driving a Lotus. I have been in a lease a long time ago. My friend drove one all the way down to Le Mans, which was uncomfortable for him, I think. So I'm not exactly pushing it here, we're just letting the car warm up. But the instant thing for me is sucked into these sports seats, and it feels like, well, like a race car, he says, trying to mix the gears. It feels so different, and that feels like a luxury fast car. you know, maybe, as I've always said, it's not as raw as like things like I had like when I had my 911, whereas this just feels a lot more fun. And you know, I expected it to probably feel a lot more uncomfortable, and maybe that's slightly biased, but actually it's super comfortable. I mean, I've only done about a mile down the road, but these roads are pretty terrible after a lovely British winter, and there's a few potholes and uneven bits of road, and I'm not feeling it any more than I would in my car, to be honest. What I am liking is the sound of that exhaust though. It's got a very addictive sound, and I've used that in, well, every car I've driven, I think. But I think it doesn't matter how old you are, you do like a good sounding exhaust, and this is stock exhaust on this, and it does sound beautiful. I love the fact you can hear a bit of the engine behind your head as well, behind your back. This is a very nice car. I feel very lucky to be allowed to drive this. Shut up and drive, I think, is the best thing to do with this. The gearbox is lovely. Oh, this is a lot of fun. This is a lovely car. Now, I'm not talking much because there's a lot of concentration to be done in a car like this. And it does have some other things that my car doesn't have, which is a couple of back seats. Now, you would have thought my car was more of the GT car. Oh. Now, I'm taking it relatively easy because, well, this isn't my car. And it's also really, really slippy, as I discovered in my F-Type on the way here today. But this is, do you know, I miss manuals. This is, I've got to finish a bloody sentence. It gives so much feedback through the steering, through the engine and the exhaust note. You just really feel part of the car. Just is so good around these corners. Just in this weather, it's just giving oodles of grip. You're not going at ridiculous speeds here. This thing. Now, I realise one thing I've done this video is not actually talk very much, and there's a reason for that, is because I'm sort of a bit lost for words, because I'm really, really genuinely surprised by this car, and I'm going to stick with James's words, is that I was asking him why he bought it, and because it does give you that kind of supercar feel, but without the expense of it, up front, and from what I understand in terms of maintenance costs. And I think, when I keep saying it's very well planted and the feel for it, the steering is just so positive, it kind of is way beyond where my expectations were for this car. I thought it's another two-seater, it's going to be much like Jaguar, to be honest, kind of just trying to play in that space, but it's not. It's totally different. And yes, Jag has the comparison in terms of looks and the design, although I think this is a really good looking car as well. This definitely has the performance, and I'm not just talking about raw horsepower, I'm talking about road holding and fun round twisty roads. And in fact, actually, while we were looking for roads, well, that's a nice road, James actually said to me, no, this car likes really twisty roads. And do you know what? The Jag likes it a bit, but nothing like this does. This is an incredibly fun car, and beyond fun. it's beyond being a weekend car. You can take this out and bomb down a motorway, find a beautiful twisty road and have an incredible time in it. And I am genuinely quite surprised by this. I mean, I know, you know, they're sort of like, Lotus have a reputation for being like go-karts on the road, and I think what this does is take that but makes it workable, makes it a usable car day to day. And I can see why you'd use this as a daily, because is it any less usable than my car?
No,
I don't think so. You know, I really genuinely don't think so. I'm going to be on Auto Trader soon, aren't I? Damn it. See, there are good things and bad things about swapping cars with people. And yes, as I've said before, you should never covet other people's belongings. But it's always good to aim for the next thing, isn't it? Just keeps going. And you're obviously a lot lower than my car, but you don't feel like your bum's dragging along the floor. You've got these really thin sport seats, which I understand are aftermarket in this car, but again, they're really comfortable, hold you in place. I mean, we're both not the smallest of builds and I fit in it well. As I said, getting out is not the prettiest sight, but it's a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, this car. I think it's potentially a bit of a license loser as well. I'm not even fully planting it, and it just pulls. And I must say, actually, in this weather, feels A, more planted, and B, more grippy than the Jag. I mean, as expected, it's a very, very different car. It's a very different proposition. I hate to say it, I think I prefer it to my Jag. I mean, that's great as the one thing I love about the Jag is it's a very everyday car, and I don't know whether this would be harder as that, because it just feels a little bit more raw. And beyond anything else, I look really undignified when I get out of it. Really surprises me is I thought it would be like, this is your weekend car, this is like this or a Caterham or something like that, but you know, it's not. It's far more refined than you think. And yes, there's bits of plastic and stuff around in here, but the interior feels really nice. You know, arguably better put together than parts of the Jag, though I'll let James review that when he gets into mine, and we'll see what he's got to say about that car, because he's not known for holding back. So he's already pointed out that I've got a V8 chopped into a V6 on mine, which I didn't know, to be honest. And I'm just driving this thing in the revs because it feels like a nice place to be. But you know, this should be a serious contender for people buying things like the F-Type. If you're buying it, somebody like me who wants a driver's car, this is, I mean, obviously as well, but arguably a far more enjoyable driving experience, and the feedback from it, these roads, it just feels really trustworthy on here. You don't feel like the back end's going to slip out on you, or it's just so well planted, isn't it?
Yeah, the grip in the wet is astonishing.
Today has been so much fun in the Lotus Evora. Expectations blown away. I'm sorry if I haven't given you as much of a detailed review as I wanted, because I was just so taken aback with that car. But the driving experience is great. But look, I'm back in the Jag now, and I don't want to sound ungrateful, because I do love trying other cars, and I still love this car. I just think it lacks that edge. It's maybe almost too normal, is that the right word for it? But don't get me wrong, I love this car. Anyway, I've really enjoyed today. Thanks so much for watching Petrolheads London. Please remember to comment below. I try and reply to everything. Thanks for watching. Cheers.